Last week, we brought you some of the charm along the Mississippi River, and we traveled the Great River Road through Dayton and Champlin, taking in nature and historic sites all along the way. Today, it is part 2 of our Great River Road journey.
In this week's Backyard Getaways, Eric Nelson visits the Brooklands to discover the unique relationship that they have with the Mississippi River.
Well, I think one thing that's really interesting about the Mississippi River is that it is part of the national parks, and we have it right in our backyard.
On this part of the Great River Road journey, it's all about power and peace. In Brooklyn Park, you can see the raw power of the Mississippi.
It fills your senses in many ways. You hear the roar of the water flowing over the dam.
And discover peace and tranquility along the riverbanks.
You can walk right up to the shore, you can go fishing, you can hike our trails, see some really amazing wildlife.
Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park is the perfect spot for kids to splash and have fun.
We love coming down here just to explore, find different things.
And it's a place where parents can decompress.
It's amazing. You come here and there's forest, there's a lot it's just peaceful.
From stunning sunsets to rocky beaches, there are Kodak moments everywhere you look. One of the coolest stops along the Great River Road is right here, high above the mighty Mississippi on the river bluffs. It's the Isaac Walton League in Brooklyn Park. The Breckenridge chapter of the league has an up-north-like feel. Soon, we were back on the road again, taking in more sights along the way, such as River Park in Brooklyn Park. Finally, when we arrived in Brooklyn Center,
we're only 7 minutes from downtown Minneapolis, but we are in the wilderness here.
We received a history lesson from Diane Sanis, who has lived on the Mississippi for 26 years.
We are 300 miles from Itasca and 2,000 miles from New Orleans.
Sanis told us about bootlegging that once took place on tiny islands in the river.
There's a 4-story house on that island that was built in the 20s as kind of a speakeasy. People would bring their boats from the city, and then they would maybe have fun all night long, and then they would float back into Minneapolis.
The safe house was a place where liquor flowed freely during Prohibition.
Of course, Earl Brown was the sheriff right here in Brooklyn Center in the 20s, so this was right in his backyard. So there was a lot of stills in all of Hennepin County back in the 20s.
For Backyard Getaways, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.